All right, Shalom Israel. This is the brother Shaquat Gabar from the Great Millstone, South Carolina camp, coming at you again with another lesson. And before I get into my lesson, I want to start off giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders out of Great Millstone that rule well. A salutation to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry pushing this word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. This message is to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, and to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nation. But if your bloodline go back to Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, you're an Israelite, man. No matter what your physical appearance is, it's all about the bloodline of the seed of the Father. So basically, man, I'm just going to get into a quick lesson going in about Columbus Day. You know, since it's supposed to be Columbus Day here on Monday, which is October the 14th. You know, you got this thing called, this holiday what America like to uphold as Columbus Day. You know, coming out saying that Columbus, which is a so-called white man, which you white people, your biblical nationality is Esau, Edom. That's your nationality. And that's the nation that the Lord is against, man. Because you are a nation of wicked evildoers, man. The wicked, as the Bible speaks of. And Columbus, which his real name, he was a so-called Jew, Amalek, a Khazar, which are the sons of Edom, you know. His real name is Christopher Cologne. He's a so-called Jew, man. But really, they go by the name. He go by the name of Columbus, and they set up a holiday every year, giving reverence to Columbus, being the discoverer of America, which all of it is lies, man. Because before Columbus set sail over here on the Western Hemisphere, you already had nationalities of people over here throughout the America, South America, and Central America. And those people are the Israelites, man, which are the lost 10 tribes that Ezra spoke of in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, the 40th verse, man. The lost 10 tribes, man, which considered the Israelites, which are the Latino tribes, so-called Latino tribes, and the Native American tribes, man, that left the Assyrian captivity and came over here to the shores of America. And Esdras knew that, man. He knew that, man. He knew that there was more people over here, nationalities of people on the Western Hemisphere, man. And all of it through the Spirit of the Lord, man. What they say, manifest destination, But Columbus was not the discoverer of America. All the Americans that's over here in the Western Hemisphere, man. And I got a quick, an article I'm going into why now you have the uproar of the Native Americans and the Latino tribes, coming up against this Christopher Columbus Day, and they calling it. They want to, got certain states, certain cities moving Christopher Columbus Day off the books and want to put it in indigenous people day, because the indigenous people of this land, like I say, are the so-called Native Americans and Latinos and Latino tribes, which go back to the Israelites, man, the Northern Kingdom, which we are the same people, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, let me get this article. And this article is off Fox17.com. And it reads, why more places are abandoning Columbus Day in the favor of indigenous Peoples Day, which are the Native Americans and the Latino tribes here on the Western Hemisphere that was over here first before Columbus and those other conquistadors, meaning conquerors, that came over here and murdered and stole this land from them, man. You know, and I'm gonna go into some scriptures to prove that, man, that the Bible speaks of you Edomites, the so-called white race, as the devil, man, as the wicked, the murderers, man. You know, and your actions and your transgressions and your track record shows that, man. You know, especially to the Lord chosen people, us, man, the Israelites, the real biblical Hebrew Israelites, man, that's going to be slave here and wait for the Lord, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh shall return and deliver us, man, a so-called black man. And this is starting with the article. And it says Columbus was an obscure figure until his adventures were vitalized in the 18th century or the 1800s. By the 1990, a new generation of Native Americans activists blamed the navigator for launching centuries of indigenous genocide, kind of going back to how they came and conquered the land, man. You know, these Edomites, man, they came and slaughtered Native Americans and Latino tribes, you know, for this land over here, man. The bloodshed, man. The genocide, the real Holocaust, man. And it says, with Columbus Day falling on Monday in the U.S., which is today, and now beginning called Indigenous Peoples Day in some states. Here's a look at how views of Christopher Columbus had changed over the years. And it says, the man, born in Republic of Genoa, now Italy, Columbus took part in several voyages in the Aegean and the Mediterranean seas as a teenager, and later participate in expeditions to Africa, and like Ashurtal and others. Columbus believed that the world was round, and he theorized that the distance between Spain's culinary islands and Japan were only around 2,300 miles, and felt he could sail west, reaching Asia for a new sought-out route for species. Because the Earth is round, you know. Because you got a lot of people back then saying that the Earth was flat, you know. But, you know, now, you know, first of all, the scriptures say that the Earth is round, you know. Because he got, also, Esdras got that theory, or got that idea, or got the understanding that the Earth was round from the scriptures. Because he also read Isaiah chapter 40. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that. Proving that the Earth is round, not flat. And you can tell that the Earth is round due to looking at the other stars or the other planets, man. You know, with what Esau called planets. You know, due to the moon and the sun, showing that the planets outside of space are spheres, man, or circular form, not flat, man. This is Isaiah chapter 40. Verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the curtains that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Showing you talking about the universe, man. You know, the heavens, just talking about outer space, man. You know, and the Lord spread different planets, you know, out, man. Created different planets, man. And Earth is one of them, man. And it said that he sitteth upon the circle of the earth, man. So the earth is round. And Esdras know that because he read Isaiah chapter 40, verse 22. Right along with, like I said earlier, 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 40. Okay? So I'm going to get back into the article, just proving that the earth is round. You know, how much more now with technology done advanced, and Esau got the imagery of the earth out from the outer space satellites, man, that he took pictures of, man. You'll be only a fool, man, to think that the earth is flat, man. But, you know, not to get off topic, but, you know, to keep going on into the article, man, proving that Columbus is a devil, man. And all this, and the Lord exposes these Edomites for their wickedness, man. Cause one part of the time, you know, not knowing, especially a so-called Native American or Latino or the so-called Negro, you know, we was taught in school that Columbus was a great explorer that discovered America, man. You know, but we always, you know, a right person in the mind that been in school always know that the Native Americans was here and how that Columbus, everybody know that the so-called white man came over here and conquered the land from the natives, man. You know, so there are always, you know, spots in Esau, you know, on lies, man. You know, but he trying to make seem true. And going back into the article, and it says it was really about 12,000 miles. Columbus based his incorrect calculations on the mystical text and end up landing in the present day Caribbean, which are the islands down there. You know, going into how he set sail and came over here to the Western Hemisphere, man. And the islands are the Caribbeans down there. I'm talking about those islands where Jake reside today, man. The Latino tribes, you know, the so-called Puerto Ricans, you know, Manasseh, the Haitians, which are Levi, and Jamaicans, which are in the West Indies, which are the tribe of Benjamin. You know, they're over there in those islands today, man, the Caribbeans, you know. Semi, which are the so-called the Dominican Republic, Dominicans today. And it says, Columbus convinced Spain's Queen Isabella to fund his voyage by promising that the riches he collected would be used to finance a crusade to reclaim Jerusalem for Christians. Kind of showing you that there was so-called Jews, man. Because them Jews, you know, figured that, you know, they could have built up their army or had the financial ways even back then, man. They had money so they can try to take the land of Israel, man, which that's not their land. By that time, we was besieged and we was pushed out our land, you know, over to the western parts of Africa, Asia, you know, during the time of 70 AD, man, where we got pushed out, man, and we came over here, man. Well, we was on the Western Hemisphere, Salaki, the Western Hemisphere of Africa, man, during the time when Christopher Columbus was setting sail to come over here to conquer the lands from the Native Americans and the Latino tribes, man. And during that time, the ones that was in that land was the Ishmaelites, man. You know, mainly Ishmael, which are the Arabs today, and them Hamites, the Africans, man. You know, they was trying to, you know, fighting over the land. And you had the so-called Jews, which he said, trying to reclaim the land, which are those imposters, man. You know, figure they can buy the land. But eventually they got it through, you know, prophecy for them taking it, you know, through the Balfour Declaration and brought themselves into the land where that's not their land, you know. That's our land, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we the Lord's chosen people. And to get back into the article, and it said instead he found new foods, animals, and indigenous people he wrote were childlike and could be easily turned into slaves. So that was the whole mindset of Christopher Columbus, man. You know, Columbus, the found a land and conquer it, man. And he, like I said earlier, man, he knew who was over here, man, because he read the scriptures, man. You know, and the Lord led him over here, man, to conquer the Native Americans and the Latino tribes and brought them down for all the wickedness that they was doing, man, leaving off from the Lord's law, statute, commandments, and the Lord had Esau to bring judgment upon them, man. Because the Lord uses the wicked to punish us, man. And I'm going to get that. So his whole mindset was to conquer, man. And he did it, man, by bloodshed, by lies, and by deceit. You know, during that time. Cause he landing, cause one thing also, like I said, he landed in the Caribbean islands, over there here in the Caribbean. Cause one thing also, a lie that taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. But all actuality, man, Christopher Columbus never set foot in America, man. He set foot in the lands over there in the islands, man, the Caribbean islands, which are the Taino Indians, or the so-called Puerto Ricans today, man, which are the tribe of Ephraim according to the Bible, man, from Israel. And that's where he took the land from, man. And you had other conquerors that came along with Christopher Columbus and took the land, the whole Western Hemisphere, man. Because it was the Lord's will for the wicked, man, so he can, justify showing Esau that he's the devil and bring that judgment upon him. So this is Psalms. Psalm chapter 60. Psalm chapter 17. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 9. And it says, "From the wicked thou hast oppressed me, from my daily enemies who could pass me about." Because you devils are our enemies, man. You Edomites. You so-called white people. And it says, "They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly." That was the MO of the so-called white man to this day, man. When they came, ever since they came over here, they spoke proudly, man. And took us down and think that the Lord is not going to do anything. And still standing upon us, man. Still got their foot on our neck. And it says, "They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowed down to the earth." One part of the time we was over these Edomites, man, these so-called white people during the Dark Ages, and even during the time of King Solomon and King David, man. But now they surpassed us, man, by conquering us, man, and putting us in slavery, in captivity. But it's the will of the Lord, man. But now we're in the time of transition of power, man, that the Edomites are going down, and Jacob is raising up, man. And it says, "Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." So that's why, we ask the Lord to have mercy upon us and deliver us in the time when all hell break loose, man. Because the devil, just like back then, when Christopher Columbus and the rest of these conquerors came over here and stole the land by bloodshed and murder, they're going to come back in that same mind frame. And the Lord going to put that spirit on them when all hell break loose here in the last days when America go down, man. And they're going to come with their military, their martial law, and they're going to slay a lot of you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans for not coming back and repenting and coming to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But back into the article, and it says, as indigenous population revolt against brutal Spanish treatment, Columbus ordered a ruthless crackdown that include having dismembered bodies being paraded in public. That's the MO of you Edomites, man. Bloodshed, man, and proudly to show it, man. So he was dismembering, killing off so-called Latin tribes, man. In particular, the tribe of Ephraim and the Puerto Ricans, man. And parading their carcasses, their dead bodies in parades, man. There's a quote that Columbus say that when he came over here, man, that he did so much killing that he couldn't put his sword down, man, for an hour, or probably more than that, man. He just couldn't stop killing, man. If you just not read the scripture in Psalms chapter 17, when it read that David asked the Lord to deliver me from the wicked, which is your sword. Because the Lord uses Esau to be that sword, man, to bring death, man. And that all Esau know, because that's what he was blessed with, man. The sword to bring death, you know. And that what that devil couldn't, you know, he couldn't help himself, man. Especially when he came over here to conquer, man. Because that was his whole mind frame. The will of the Lord was had him to set up his kingdom by bloodshed of us, you know, the Israelites, you know, and do all his wickedness here in the latter end, the last days, so the Lord can justify destroying him and show him that he's still with Israel, starting off with the elect. And it says, eventually, Columbus was arrested on mismanagement and brutal charge and died a broken man. And, you know, that's what they say, you know. But, man, he was living lavishly, man, because he was stealing everything, him and his conquerors, man. He was stealing all the gold, you know, the precious metals, man. It'll tell you that, man, the food, you know. And it says, let me see if I can find some more. It's a pretty long article, but, you know, I want to make the video too long. So I hit a couple of, you know, good spots. And it says around 60 years after Columbus' arrival, the Taino indigenous population of the Caribbean had been reduced from an estimate of 250,000 Salaki, had been estimated that 250,000 people to a few hundred because of slavery and death from new disease. So that's how, you know, they went from a 250,000 population on a small island, man, to only hundreds, man, you know. But they say that, but Esau here in America, they'll tell you forgive and forget what they did to the Latino tribe, the Native Americans, putting them on reservations, you know, slaughtered them by the millions, you know. What they did to the so-called blacks, the Negroes here in America, and slaughtered us by the millions, you know. But they say forgive and forget, you know. But anything that happened to them, like this fake Holocaust, they'll say remember that. Remember 9/11. When all of them was inside jobs, man. You know, the real slaughter was the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know. But they don't want to, you know, they want to look past all that, man. You know, because they going to remind themselves that the Lord's going to judge them for that, man. That's why they ain't want to acknowledge that, man. And some of it too, man. Most of it because they proud, man, you know. And it says, Columbus remained as mostly unknown figure in the English-speaking world until Washington Ivory released in 1828 his biographical account, A History of Life, Voyage of Christopher Columbus. The romanticized version became bestseller in the United States and helped create the image of Columbus as a self-made man who overcome great odds. And this man was a devil, man. Thanks to the Book of Columbus grew popular, and Ivory myth played into the frontier spirit of U.S. westward expansion as expansion of Native American tribes living there. However, the book falsely claimed that it was Columbus who convinced Europeans of his time that the earth wasn't flat. Others had made the same claim before. So I'm gonna read this. Going to it says Native Americans backslash, and it says Howard Zinn, 1980, A People History of the United States, introduced the general public to the atrocities committed by Columbus and his crew against indigenous people. His book mirrored the findings of other historians, instant studies scholars. And it says by 1992, Columbus Day parades and holidays had transformed into an American holiday. Dan planned the planned 500th anniversary celebration in San Francisco of Columbus arriving into mayhem. About 4,000 protests led by Native Americans activists blocked a parade of floats, marching bands, and Columbus renegades. They yelled no to slavery and genocide and denounced Columbus as a racist. Pride participation where hit parades, so like a parade participations were hit with eggs. Authority arrests 40 people. In the con, you see Jake rising up, man. You know, part of it because it's truth, and all these Edomites are getting afraid, man. The Lord has set up the prophets to bring out who Israel are, and expose these devils, you know. Because we're in the time of the Lord bringing truth, man. You know, majority of some of our people, you know, you guys thinking they're in that down south state, but a lot of them is raising up, man. This is the time where the Lord's going to bring that great war between Jacob and Esau, man. The time of that battle, man. You know, it's died down for years, you know, all through hatreds, you know, but it's going to be a physical war, man, between the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you so-called whites, and the rest of you heathens, man. But that's what the Lord is about, bringing division, man. And he's about to set up his people over you heathens, man. You know? So that's all you see in the uproars of the people, man. And the tribes coming together. All of it's the will of the Lord. And it says, since then, a new generation of Native Americans advocates have pressed states to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day. They sought to remove Columbus and other imagery from public places. And it said other conquistador imagery from public places. Today, activists continue to protest Columbus Day celebration, speaking tensions between older Italian Americans and Native activists. Russell Contreras is a member of the Associated Press race and athletic team following him, you know, kind of, that just, you know, so basically that it, you know. That's it on that article right there, man. And, you know, get into some more scriptures, man, because to show you, man, that these Edomites, man, are going down, man. And show you that they ain't nothing but a nation of theft, man. Robbery, lies, murders, you know. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. And it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Because like I say, man, the Lord, the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is the creator of all things. And he set up Esau, Edom, these so-called white people, and put the power in their hand to control the world, man. Like Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know. So the earth is given into the hands of you Edomites, because you're the wicked, man. And ever since you came back in the power during the rebirth, the Renaissance, ain't up with wickedness polluted the earth more and more, you know. I mean, ever since Christopher Columbus and these conquistadors came into power over here in the Western Hemisphere, taking the land from the Native Americans and the Latino tribes, it ain't been nothing but bloodshed and war, you know. Bringing the so-called Negroes over here on the cargo slave ships, over here on the Western Hemisphere to serve slavery and slaughter us, it ain't been nothing but bloodshed, man. Ever since from there, man, there ain't been nothing but wars, man, you know. Because you devils had the power and the Lord gave you, man, to take the peace from the earth, man. But now the Lord is about to reverse it, man, you know, to show his power, that he's the higher power, man, and that you are nobody, you know. And it says, they convert fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's how these Edomites get down, man. You know, going to the lesson, man. Christopher Columbus, man. You know, saying that he was the conqueror, the explorer of America, the one who discovered America. No, he conquered America, man, by slaughtering Native American, well, not Native, him and the conquistador, others as himself, but mainly the Taino Indians, man, the so-called Puerto Ricans, man, the tribe of Ephraim, and him and his companions, man, eventually slaughtered the whole nation of Israel on this side, man, to the point that they got them on reservations, you know, that they don't have, you know, good resources, man. Well, basically, they slaves, man. You know, they beat into submission, man, even unto this day, man. You know. And it said they covered fields and taken by violence, man. Esau, that's the immoral Esau, man. But not only he done it to us, man, in the state that we in, but look at all these other nations that he go with the military, with his military, and go and oppress these other nations, man. Bombing up other nations with his military to take their natural resources, man, so he get his beneficial gain off of it, man. You know. Let me get another scripture. But now the time's up, man. The Lord is about to bring these Edomites down, man. That's what they're afraid of, man, because the truth is getting out, man. And once the Lord raising up his prophets to bring judgment, to give a warning, they already know, man, that the next is going to be the Lord action, man. The Lord bringing this place down, man. Because the Lord, the God of the Bible, Yahweh Shah, the God of Israel, man, they are powers or men that don't lie, man. Everything that they speak of or have spoken in the scripture is coming to pass, man. That will be giving warning. But these, you know, 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the wicked ones of our people, they don't want to take heat. Esau, Edom, they don't believe. They ain't, you know, they ain't taking heat. You know, even though they see it, and they, you know, the elites and some of these Edomites out here, they being shifted. But majority of the people here in America, man, they're lost, man. They confused, they blind, they're not knowing where America is heading, man. You know, and it's heading for destruction, according to the Bible. And it says, this is Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish, and when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither as their plague like other men. And that's talking about you Edomites, man. One part of the time, man, now we at the end, the Lord is bringing judgment upon you so-called white people, man. One part of the time, man, it seemed like this Edomite, these so-called white people couldn't be taken down, man. You know, they have all the riches, you know. It was over all nations. You know, they were the strongest military. You know, now the Lord is even the playing field, man. And on top of that, the Lord is bringing you Edomites down, man. You lead the world in suicide rate, depopulation, cancer, all type of illness and diseases, you know. Because the Lord is bringing that wrath upon you so-called white people, man. And it says, verse 6, therefore pride compassed them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. Kind that the immoral you Edomites, man, especially you elites, man. You done robbed the whole world, man. And you still ain't had enough. You still ain't satisfied with all the riches that you have, man. You constantly want to take more, to the point that you want to, bring forth this so-called New World Order, which you're going to fail. But you want to implement the chip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, to have everybody stamped under you, man. To have everybody marked so you can try to be the most high, man. To know where everybody whereabouts and have totally controlled, man. But the Lord going to disappoint you elites, man. You super central bankers, man. Super rich, man. And it says, they are corrupt, speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. The Lord said they are corrupt, man. especially this whole system, man. They corrupt, man. The lies that America that told, you know, and they speak, the scripture say they speak wickedly concerning oppression, man. Or forgive and forget by slavery, you know. It was a good thing that we brought you niggas down. And you Native Americans, we civilized y'all, you know. Well, all that is a lie, man, because in all actuality, we civilized you Edomites, man. When you was in the caves and we brought you up out of the caves, man. You know, and the Lord had you to come back into power, you know. But that's how these devils roll, man. You know, they speak lawfully concerning oppression. When Jake getting gunned down in the street, man. You know, just like how you had to do for the Amalekites on trial or witness. After the trial, later on, you know, they say that he was found dead. You know, everybody know, and most likely it was the Edomites that put him to death, man. You know, but they say that what they label him as a drug dealer, you know, and more other so-called blacks killed him because he was involved in drugs, you know. They always saying, you know, putting, you know, demonize the so-called black man, you know, here in America, man. The stereotypes that they label on us, man. You know, so they speak wickedly concerning oppression. And it says, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walked through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup run out to them. Because the time coming that the Lord is going to judge you for all your lives that you don't push you out the earth, man. You know, all the whitewashing, you know, iconoclasm that you done did to the images of who the true Lord people are, the image of the true power, Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Label them as that you the gods of the earth, that you the Lord chosen people. And other nations as well, man. Of these heathens that you done pull that covering cast on, man. That veil on. By your lies and your and like I say, whitewashing the images, man. The Lord's gonna punish you for that, man. Now they say that, therefore his people return hither, and waters of full cup are wrung out to them. Talking about the Lord's judgment he's going to bring upon you so-called white people. And they say, how do Yahweh know? Is there knowledge in the Most High? Of course he is, man. But if Esau so fooled, the Edomites got that so that wicked spirit, man. That prideful spirit that they thinking that the Lord doesn't exist and the Lord doesn't see everything that he has done, man. And here the Lord set them up on the left-hand side, man. Show you how simple and how base of man are these Edomites, man. So the Lord going to show his power by bringing you Edomites down, man. And show you that he's the only true power and set up his people, the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, over you, man. You know, that your technology and your weaponry is not going to comprehend or going to come against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Show you, the Lord going to show you he had more power, man. Cause you stole everything, man. You know, I'm gonna get this scripture, you know, about close it out. But the Lord's about to take all these riches that you have, you know, and give them back to his people, man. Cause the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, the world was made for us, man. Well, you stole everything from us, man. So the Lord gonna reverse it, man. He's gonna send, when he sent his son Yahweh Shah back by the ways of the chariots, what the world called UFOs, and delivered the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect. They have those thermonuclear missiles, you know, destroy America by the ways of World War III, by the hands of Russia, NATO, Iran, and all those that got nuclear capable of ability going to destroy this place, man. Because it's going to be the will of the Lord. And Yahweh Shah is going to come back with those chariots as well and bring fire, man. But after all that, man, the Lord's going to set up the kingdom of Israel, the real Israelites here on the earth, man. And we're going to be ruling with Yahweh Shah. And we're going to rule over you Edomites. You know, the ones over there in Europe, you elites that's not going to touch get touched by those missiles, man. And the rest of you heathens that's going to be left behind. You're going to go into captivity, man. That's written in Revelation chapter 13. You know, 13 and 9. If you're gonna be ruling in our land, man, but that's our land. And like I always like to say, man, that land of Israel, for you false Jews, you imposters, that land is gonna be destroyed, man, by missiles, man. Because you're not the Lord's chosen people. If you're gonna inherit our land, once Yahweh Shai set the kingdom of Israel up, set us up in our land. When that land is cleansed. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 15. He has swallowed down riches. He shall vomit them up again. And Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So going back into everything that you Edomites done stole, man. You know, basically the whole world. By your control, you know, the power that the Most High gave you on the left-hand side. When the time gonna come, man, the Lord's gonna take all that from you, man. From all you heathens. And give his power to the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect. Like I say, once Yahweh shall return, man, and settle the score, man. You know, and set Israel up on top, man. That's how we're gonna get those riches back. Cause we're gonna have rulership over the whole world, man, including you heathens, starting off with the elites, and you Edomites, you so-called white people. And we're gonna rule the world in righteousness. We ain't gonna destroy the world, man, like this so-called white man is doing. Everything gonna go back in its proper order, man. The law, statute, commandments gonna be governing the earth. You know, all the animals gonna be cleansed, the air, the water, the earth, the whole earth as itself, man. Cause the Lord is gonna cleanse the earth by those by those missiles, man, and by the chariots, man. And eventually, it's gonna be built back up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And be beautiful once again, how the earth intend to be. So everything that you got, man, you're gonna spit it back up, man. All the riches that you stole, man. There's another one in close it out with James. So you got the people thinking, then they're showing this place going down, man, because the lies of Esau being exposed, man. All this, you know, fronting that they've been down doing, man. Now you got people, you know, and they've been like that for years, man, coming up against Columbus Day, you know, and want to change it into endangerous People's Day, you know. But we already know, man, and brothers in the truth, we know that the Lord is about to get rid of these devils, man. The Lord is about to bring judgment upon you Edomites. And the ones of our people that want to be joint hand in hand with them, they're going to catch the same judgment and have to come back into the kingdom in their right mind. This is James chapter 5, verse 1. And it said, "Go to now, ye rich man, and weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you." Because the Lord is about to bring judgment on who's the rich man. You Edomites, man. Starting off with your elites and to the average so-called white man that got some type of riches, man. You know, especially here in America, you know. But that misery gonna come when the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall bring judgment upon them, you know. Your riches are corrupt, your garments are molten. Because they got everything by deceit and by lies, man. By fraud, you know, by slaughter, man. By theft, robbery, rape, murder. Your gold and silver is cankered. The rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it was fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, going back into Job 20. It's, I believe 17. No, yeah, Job 20 and 15, when they say that he shall vomit them riches up, man. You know, because he done harvest all the gold, the precious minerals, the herbs, you know, the richest things that, you know, that's value to life, you know. But the Lord, all the lands, the finest parts of the earth that he had, you know. But the Lord said he's going to take that from him and give it to us, man, the Israelites, man. As I read on. And it says, Your gold, silver is cankered, the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and it shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, and the cries of them which have reaped have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. So like I'm gonna read that over again. James chapter 5 verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Come on, they're talking about the laborers of who, man? Us, man, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Ever since we was taken down and brought over here in America and hardcore bondage slavery, you know, we the one that make this place great, man. You know, but you have a certain the elect, we are crying out, man. You had Israel crying, even the ones that's feeling the pain, man. That's not knowing that they're Israelites, but it's still being oppressed. They know crying out to the Lord, man. And our cries has entered into the ears of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Lord of Sabaoth, meaning the Lord of armies. He's about to bring this judgment, man, upon you Edomites. You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanting. That all they know, man, pleasure and greediness, man. You know, wanting meaning, you know, can't be satisfied, man. Always looking to gang up on somebody, to get an upper hand so you can get your beneficial gain, man. That's why that's the MO of Esau, man. You had nourished your heart as in the day of slaughter, yet have commanded and killed the just, and he do not resist you. And that's how Esau is, man. For years, man, they been slaughtering us, man. And our people not resisting, man. They not fighting against these devils, man. They not standing up and sighing and crying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to get us from the hands of our enemy. You know, that we always been, you know, when we're gonna stop, when the Lord is gonna come back and keep Esau from oppressing us, man. Deliver us from our oppression. You know, they not resisting Esau, man. Because they got that mind frame of being a coon, man. You know, a horn-born slave, man. They don't know that Esau don't beat them in that point to submission, that they don't know that we're supposed to be over him, man. The only thing we have to do is come back and cry out to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and be part of his elect, if it be his will, that we're going to get the rule over these devils, man. You know, but 2/3 of our people, they're going to have to die on this side, come back in the kingdom. Then they get the rulership over Esau, man. You know. And it says, be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of our Lord. Behold, the husband waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. So basically, you know, that's it, man. You gotta be being patient, man. The brothers in the faith, man, steady going out there pushing the work, putting up the videos, constantly praying, hitting brothers up, man, you know, to keep us going, man, and being in the spirit, man. Cause being patient, man, patient, you know, also going to suffering, man. You know, we got to suffer, man, but we know what majority of the world don't know, man, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to return, man. Even though it be told to him, man, that we go out there and prophesy, man. We had to understand that only the elect is going to get it, man. And elect of the nation of Israel, man. And the ones that had the understanding, we have to be patient and enduring, man. To know that the Lord is going to come back and bring these Edomites down, these so-called white people. Get rid of the 2/3 that don't want to see these so-called white people go down. And the rest of these heathens going to go down too, man. And the Lord is going to come back and establish his kingdom, man. And we praying to be part of it, man. So that's over with, man. You know, that's just a, you know, quick, you know, video, you know, going on how Christopher Columbus Day, you know, it's a bunch of madness, how these devils and the world is waking up to you Edomites, man. The lies of you Edomites, man. That one sign showing you that your days are numbered, man. That your kingdom is going down, man. And the Lord having his people risen up to claim their inheritance and the truth, man. And to give reverence to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So hope and praying that this video been edifying. Till the next time we give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutation to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry pushing the word day in and day out in all truth and sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.